This video is made for adult collectors because even I wasn't alive when this film came out. We are almost done. Got one more of these bad boys and we can finally get onto the Michael Bay Dinobots again. Snarl was the Dinobot I was looking forward to the most, and he's always been my favorite of the group. That is, unless they make a G1 Scorn someday, in which case, bye Snarl. I got this from CMD store, not sponsored, and it's been a blast messing with. I started collecting the Dinobots relatively recently, having tracked down Grim and Slug after getting Sludge, and I've been enjoying them. Except for Slug, I don't like that toy. But when Swoop comes out, I'll do a video properly on all 5. Snarl here, though, I wanted to talk about because I've genuinely enjoyed how clever he is. Like, he's been a standout from the rest of the Dinobots for me. Sludge was my favorite, but his transformation does fight you a bit here and there. Why did I write Snake in the script? Snarl, though, there we go. Everything seems so obvious, but at the same time surprising that it makes for a very pleasing overall experience. Snarl is very chunky, and that's helped by the fact that they actually made gap fillers for their own toy. The tail parts back here, that's something that I would expect to be hollow, but they filled them in, which is really nice. I love that. The plastic feels solid, the ratchets don't feel wonky, everything stays tabbed together, mostly. The feet like to come apart every now and then. It's not like it's gonna fall or anything, it's just a tad annoying and that's all. This is the cleanest Dinobot of the set too. There's hardly anything hanging off of him, which makes the toy a treat to handle a lot of the time. You do have to put the back panel on yourself. There goes the furnace when you get it out of the box. And it's a bit of a pain to put on, and taking it off if you get it wrong is even more of a pain. So please make sure you pay attention and put it on correctly. Don't be like me and try to put it on before reading the instructions, because that was a bad idea. Now, being a leader, he is big, but he doesn't feel as heavy or chunky as Sludge, and that's something I was a tad disappointed on. It's not horrible at all, it's just something that bugs me because I like big and chunky leaders, as evident by me trying to collect every movie leader. Like, it's something that was slightly off-putting to me. He does come with a sword that I'm immediately giving to Grimlock, because in the Marvel Comics, Grimlock uses Snarl's sword like the entire time. Andrew Sorahan made a whole post about that on Twitter a while back. The sword is also a softer plastic, but it's not like soft in the sense that it's going to break or like wilt, so it's pretty good. These 4 do look great together. I love the way that this set is turned out, and I can't wait for Swoop so I can finally have them all. So you're not Snarl. So Snarl has pretty much the same articulation as you would expect on the other Dinobots. Like, there's not really much different. I don't know how you could be any different. However, there are some cheating tricks you can do to make the articulation a little bit better if you want. You're not supposed to use them, but you can. Like, the head is on a ball joint just like the other ones. However, you can move the panel to make him look up a bit more if you want that. So there's that cheat. Shoulders can rotate, they can go in and out, bicep rotation, elbow bend, wrist swivel. However, if you want a deeper elbow bend, you just unpeg the transformation joint and you can get a double jointed elbow. Not supposed to do that, but that's a little cheat you can do, which is quite nice. My only problem with the posing is let's get him in the Jesus pose here, is the waist joint. He rotates at the waist, right? And the hips can go forward, but if they're forward at this angle, they start to collide with the waist joint, and it's chipped ever so slightly right there. It's not painted, it's just like weirdly marked. And if you go up, it's like rubbing against it, and it's not fun. Like, once you get it past that point, it's fine. But at a certain point, it starts to rub up against the thing and push the waist up, and it's a bit strange. Hips can go in and out, you got thigh rotation, ankle pivots, all that. Oh, there goes the foot. But one thing I want to talk about, that's with the knees here, is the ratchet joints on this guy. So that requires me to go back to Grimlock. Here's Grimlock. His ratchets kind of suck. They sound awful. These are really like weak ratchets. And then these are soft and dented. Like, they don't sound great and they don't feel the greatest to me. Then you have this idiot. It sounds like this. I don't like that noise. It also feels strange bending that knee. So don't like the sound of that. And then you had Sludge, who would do that constantly. So now with bringing in Snarl, you ready for this? Actual proper sounding ratchets. And they feel great too. Like if I flick him, obviously he's gonna fall a little bit, but not to the same extent as Sludge there. This just, it's so much more chunky and meaty, and he's got a lot more of a stable base, even if his feet do split apart. So that's another reason why he's my favorite. So Robot is a success in my book, but how about the alt mode? Getting there is something, that's for sure, but in a good way. So his transformation's interesting. I'm actually gonna turn off autofocus. We're gonna try that and see how that goes. It's interesting. It does pretty much what the original toy did, like the legs form the front and the back forms the back of the alt mode, but the way that it accomplishes that is very different. Now for starters, getting these out, the instructions tell you to rotate the fists. You don't have to. They just go away. It's an unnecessary step in my opinion. You don't have to do that. And you just peg this in like that, and then that's a leg. That's a really cool way of doing the leg. I think that's really neat. Just gonna, you know, I surrender. We're gonna do that. There we go. So now he's in surrender mode. We're gonna push the head back. Now, when pushing the head back, I'm gonna move that out of the way first. To get it back out, you wanna push from here. I would not recommend pulling on this. You might like ruin your nails or like rip them off or rip the head off. So push from the back. They give you a gap for that. So that's nice. Get the head all nice and tucked away there. Lift this up. And then, what's next? The legs. Legs are interesting. You peg them together. Come on, there we go. And we're going to fold the feet down. Then you want to get to the back here. You want to open this up. And there's the little dino legs. Sort of bring them out and peg them in like that. Peg them in. They don't sit all the way flush on my copy, but honestly, I'm okay with that because that makes it easier for them to come off. You sort of bring these out all the way and then connect the legs together and extend the waist. Bring this around. This part's a little harder than it should be because I'm forgetting a step because I'm an absolute bumbling moron. Open this up, then push this, there we go. See, I'm just stupid. It's me being stupid. And force that under there. Bring out the head, close this back up, back, there we go. Then compress it, tab the chest into the feet, fold this section back up, peg it together, bring this up and around, fold up the tail, bring the dino legs down, like that, and boom. Snarl in Stegosaurus mode. I am a Stegosaurus. Dino mode is pudgy, like very pudgy, but I really like it. This one looks so much like the original toy that I wish they did the clear head thing, and they're totally gonna make toy decos of these. I'm just gonna get Snarl if they do that because I really like the toy design for Snarl. He's chunky, he's hefty, lots of filled in space, and it's very solid. Now it feels heavier because all of the mass is concentrated into one spot in the middle and the weight distribution is so nice. The colors are also super vibrant here and that's awesome. My only gripe is I wish you could reposition the tail because while it's supposed to be down here because that's how he looked when he came out originally, I wish you could move it up and down a bit. That would have been nice. But I like it. It's a very solid leader. Do I recommend it? Yes, it actually feels worth the asking price and I'm happy with it. Now just give us that swoop, Hasbro, and we'll be good. We'll be good. I do genuinely like the Dinobots, even though all of Slug's faults, Sludge's weird knees, and Grimlock's sort of masterpiece but dumbed down. It's still a very nice set to look at. But Snarl to me has been the best one to mess with so far, and I genuinely enjoy it. But that has been my look at Studio Series 86 Snarl. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.